shaking my head, mate. Alright. Here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Oxide ALE, we have the American Terran. He is blue. I believe currently teamless. It is PureLegacy. And spawning in the top right, we have our Mexican Protoss, a player that surprisingly I haven't casted in a couple of weeks. We've been missing him. I miss him dearly, but he is here, also currently teamless, no longer on Alpha X. It is Pacomike. The best Protoss in all of Latin America. Oh boy. And we'll see how this series goes. Again, PureLegacy is a Battle of the Americas champion. If I'm not wrong, I believe he has won the last 2 weeks in a row. Again, PureLegacy has been on fire. There's a reason why he is, you know, he made it to the group stage of of DreamHack North America. He's one of the best in the region. Despite the controversy, I know there are a lot of people, especially because of his past, there are people that just assign that to him. For those wondering, back in, I believe, 2016, he was banned from the WCS circuit for, I believe, hacking or account sharing or a mixture of the two. So yeah, he was banned for quite some time, but then of course that time did expire and ESL have allowed him to compete in DreamHack, and again he's made it time and time again to the playoff bracket of DreamHack for North America. And it's one of those things where when competing in that, obviously, like, because it's an official event, people do go through the replays, do make sure that everything is on the up and up, and for the most part, or for all of it, it has been, right? It hasn't been an issue, but he still has that kind of stigma surrounding him, and there is always a lot of controversy surrounding him as well because of that. A lot of people are like, yo, you know, you've done it once, you know, you're done in our eyes. But from what we've seen, you know, over the past year, like, I do believe like he has reformed, and he, you know, he made a tweet a couple of months ago saying that like the only thing that he can do is like really prove himself to everyone, and like despite what everyone says, like, you know, just do his best and earn respect in that way, or something along those lines. So yeah, we'll see how he can do here. Again, it's one of those things where I want to bring this up as well. He used to have a rivalry with Cham. Last year, he and Cham faced time and time again in the finals, and Cham would always come out on top. PureLegacy, he would do everything. He would cheese, he would play mech, he would play bio, and sometimes he would take games from Cham, but I don't think he ever took a series. Oh boy. And I bring that up because we may see that again. We may have a PureLegacy versus Cham in the finals. But we'll see. We'll see if we can get there, as... Oof. I have to remember the Adept does make it into the main base. Gets an SCV. I think what's important though is that Pacomike, I'm a little bit surprised he made it in. He saw everything. He saw all 3 Raxes. He even saw the eBay. He knows how aggressive PureLegacy is going to be. So please, don't be too greedy. Taking a third base is fine, right? Sure, Pacomike, take a third, but focus on your army, focus on your static defense, get your shield batteries up and running, because again, Pacomike saw this. He sees the 3 racks. He knows there's going to be a massive bio push coming. He just needs to make sure he's ready for it. And there are a couple of different ways to be ready for it. You can go into Colossus. With good enough micro, you can defend with that. You can go into Chargelets as well. Regardless, you can't be caught by surprise. And Pacomike shouldn't be. Massive shouldn't on that one. Oh. Here we go. Meanwhile, that bio army, it's slowly getting larger, and PureLegacy is getting ready to move out. Stim and combat shields are about to finish up. Same with +1. This is going to be a very strong timing here. Again, this is a timing that hits without any medevacs. There's no factories, there's no starport, right? So every stim counts He can't allow himself to be baited out by these stalkers. Meanwhile, blink is done. Already we do have some decent blinks. Oh, ooh. Pacomike doesn't lose anything yet, and we also haven't seen a stim. Ooh. So far, some nice blinks here by Pacomike. PureLegacy, though, is moving out across the map. He does expose his natural, but Pacomike doesn't go for it. And he's forced to recall back home. Oh god, again, this army is gonna hit hard. Shield batteries are done. There is not enough energy for an overcharge. Oh. You know, here we go. He does stim on forward. Overcharge is being used, but the shield battery gets focused down, and now the stalkers are gonna fall. Oh my god, the blinks are okay, but now there are only 2 stalkers remaining. Boys are being forced off the line. This isn't enough to end the game, but PureLegacy, he's trading well. Oh, every single stalker goes down. All the probes go down as well. Oh no! Pacomike, please! He warps in the face of PureLegacy. It looks like in the end he will clean this up. But he lost 12 probes. Again, this is what I was worried about. He was spending a lot of his resources here in his tech, in his eventual Colossus. But we don't see any Colossus. We don't see any extended thermal lance. You know, Pacomike was being a little bit too greedy. He was trying to cut some corners in the defense to tech up. And because of that, he lost 12 probes, and he doesn't have the economy to immediately have started his Colossus and his extended thermal lance. So PureLegacy, I'm sure he's happy with the damage that he dealt. Sure, it cost him, what, 17 Marines and 4 Marauders, but he got almost as many Stalkers and 13 probes, as well as that shield battery. So now the game is going to progress from here. Obviously, PureLegacy has to catch up when it comes to his supportive units, like his medevacs. You know, there we go. The first 2 medevacs are on the way. We have so many more Raxes being thrown down, by the way. Like, PureLegacy is being so aggressive with his bio. And Pacomike doesn't have a lot, man. Like, it's, Uh-oh. We have 1 Colossus. We have a handful of units here. This is gonna hit hard. PureLegacy, he was only waiting for the medevacs, and the medevacs are about to pop out. Like, this is a very crisp timing from PureLegacy. He scans, he sees the army, he sees that there isn't much here, to be honest. Ooh, a bit of a zealot run by does pull away the attention of PureLegacy. He comes all the way back home. And here we go. He's sending a bit of a drop across the map to get into the main base. The rest of the army is going to be hitting the 3rd. What I will say is that enough time has passed where the 2nd Colossus is about to pop out. So Pacomike, like, he's okay. Like, that zealot run by was huge for him. It bought him enough time to bolster his defenses, to get a larger army up and running. Is it going to be enough, though? Because the drop does hit in the main. Oh, everything is responding. No, Pacomike, please. Oh, drop does get picked up. Oh, nice snipe. One of the drops does go down, but in comes the army. We see another scan. The Colossus is exposed. He's trying to focus down the Colossus, and it looks like he will not get it. Goes for the shield battery instead, and then gets the Colossus. Oh my god, probes are falling left and right. The other drop was finally dealt with, but 15 probes have gone down, as well as the Colossus. Finally, everything was cleaned up. Pacomike, he's going to be going for a counterattack, I guess. He has to. And to be fair, there's not much to defend at home. There's no Widow Mines. There's no tanks. There's only a handful of bio units here. So Pacomike could go for it. But again, he's on a timer. Like, now or never. And here we go. At the same time, though, PureLegacy is sending his army across the map. He does spot the army with his sensor tower, as well as it revealing itself. He does turn around. And here we go. The disruption shot's going to go off, but it will just barely connect with 1 Marauder. that is not going to be enough. And now PureLegacy, he has a decent army. He's going to be able to defend. Pacomike behind this, he's expanding, taking a 4th base. Understandable. I think he's realized that he can't end the game. He has to try and get back into this economically. Dancing with the army in the middle of the map. Oh god! Colossus almost gets picked off. EMP connects with some of the army, but not all of it. And this is not the fight you want to be taking, Pacomike. The Colossus gets focused down, and so will everything else. Ay, ay, ay. Decent EMPs on top of this. The Archons do show up, but it's a little bit too late. GG gets called, and PureLegacy will take the first game. With his very aggressive style. Again, no Widow Mines, no tanks, just pure Marine Marauder. Meanwhile, oh, it looks like, is Sub playing? Wait. I guess he is. Yeah, Zion's is in the game. You could have let us know. Come on, man. Alright. Here we go. We're getting ready for game 2. And yeah, it's one of those things where Pacomike, he scouted it. He saw what was coming his way. But he still cut corners, you know, probed up. Tried to get into those Colossus. Unfortunately, couldn't get into them fast enough, and he was defending well, but yeah, just not well enough, unfortunately, against that first push from PureLegacy. Oh. But here we are. We're diving into game 2. And spawning in the top right, we have the player who is currently leading this series 1-0. It is the American Terran. He is blue, representing himself. It is PureLegacy. And in the bottom left, we have the Mexican Protoss. We have the best Protoss in all of Latino America. The currently teamless Mexican. It is Pacomike. A player we all know and love. Again, it's very odd to see him teamless here. Fun fact, I know if Fidnantok was in the chat, he'd be talking about this. The CranKy Ducklings, we have thought about, you know, potentially picking up a player like Pacomike. But again, it's one of those things where we have very limited resources. We can't really expand our roster at the moment. You know, we've got 3 Latin Americans, 2 Oceanic players. Oh. And we also have a North American in Pacomike. But yeah, it's we can't afford more at the moment. I would love to pick up players like Pacomike, Trigger, Skylar, players like that. But yeah, it's not quite possible at the moment. Not quite possible. Maybe one day, if the CranKy Ducklings grows large enough. The dream is to, I know I've spoken to like the other Duckling members, and I think we all agreed, the dream is to get like some of the older players that are returning from military service. I think the biggest example of that is Impact, the Korean Zerg. We have like a strong bond with the Axiom players, so getting a player like Impact would be huge. True is another one. Ex-Psystorm True, he also was a part of Axiom in a way. He was living with them in the team house, and he was also really good friends with Crank. They would stream together quite often, and he has really good English. But yeah, you know, just a dream. One day. I know some some Europeans have approached us as well, like, yo, like, can we join the CranKy Ducklings? And it's like, unfortunately, we don't have a very strong bond with the European scene. Maybe over time that will change, but yeah. We're not as tight-knit with them as we are with the Americans, the Latin Americans, even the Koreans. But here we go. We're diving into game number 2, PureLegacy, opening up with a Reaper. Gonna attempt to scout his opponent, does get in. And we'll see that nothing is really amiss here. You know, we got our pylons are all in the main base, our gases have been taken, we have a Nexus. Again, nothing crazy. And this time we don't have a 3 racks opening. This time we have a factory. PureLegacy, what a madman. So we're most likely going to have a 1-1-1 opening here. This is looking like Widow Mines, by the way. I imagine we're going to... Oh, never mind. I thought we were going to see a swap. I assumed we were going to see a swap and then see some Widow Mines in production, but no. Instead, we do have Marines and some Hellions. So we could be looking to see a drop here. Pacomike gets a lot of information with that shade, by the way. He does confirm the production, he does spot... Oh, actually, never mind. He doesn't see the factory. Oh, okay. As just like last game, it looks like Pacomike is wanting to go into that Blink Stalker opening. Okay, he just wants to get in. Let him in. He wants to get in there with that shade. Oh, Medevac is about to finish up. And this can be scary. PureLegacy is going to be going for that drop, going to try and get into those mineral lines. And Pacomike doesn't have a lot to defend. He's got 2 Stalkers, man. Oh. Yo, he gets in. Ooh, he sees the production. He saw the Hellions as well. He should be aware of what's coming his way. There we go. Shield batteries being thrown down at the natural. He has to make sure he has some Stalkers in his main as well, because again, like it's a drop. Could hit anywhere. As it is heading across the map already. And with the Stalkers in the main and the shield battery at the natural, like, Pacomike, he has, I guess, what he needs. Oh my god. It's actually a fake drop. Dips in. Pacomike is unfazed. And he actually walls off completely. Beautifully done. Just like that, Pacomike, he holds. Throwing down another pylon. Honestly, it's a great way to deal with this because, you know, those Reapers and those Hellions, they want to find a way into the base, and to wall off like that is a nice response. Oh, the Medevac is going to try and dip in, but the Stalkers are in position, so PureLegacy just can't find a way in. And this opener does nothing. And a very good start here by Pacomike compared to game 1. Like, game 1 was... okay, game 1 was rough, yo. It's not what we wanted. And now we're getting into a longer game. Meanwhile, a couple of units do get picked off in the middle of the map, so yeah, so again, like, these small wins are starting to add up here for Pacomike. The Hellions, oh, are they actually going to get in? One of them will, but what is one Hellion really going to do? I guess he's going to scout his opponent. He will spot all the gateways that are being thrown down. He will spot the robotic spade. Because it's researching, he knows that it is a Colossus. Oh my god. He even gets 3 probes. More than I expected, to be honest. Meanwhile, in comes Pacomike. He has an observer, so if he so wanted to, he could try and blink into the main base. There's no tank. There is a tank, but it's not sieged up, so maybe he can find some damage there. The Raven was exposed! Oh, but it doesn't get picked off. Pacomike, he was caught a little bit unawares. I don't think he was expecting the army to be there, to be honest. as he is forced back. Also, fun fact, that tank was actually stuck there in between the buildings, but it was rescued by the medevacs, thankfully. Some unfortunate SimCity there, and this is scary. Pacomike, he's not seeing this. He doesn't spot the army. Yo, there's nothing here. Oh no. Sure, the stalkers come in, but we see a scan. Oh god, PureLegacy, he sees how exposed the third is. Forces a recall. Auto turrets are being thrown down. Even if the Raven gets picked off, it has already done its job. Widowmine shots go off, and that's it. Like, all the zealots are gone. Next is the Colossus. The Colossus has to survive. It slowly started stepping backward, and it does survive for now, but all the stalkers went down. The third is gonna go down, and that's gonna be it, mate. GG. Oh, Pacomike was in the dark. He didn't see the army moving out. Sure, he had his stalkers, but he missed them. Just barely he missed them. And earlier you saw that he lost his observer. GG.